Stop chasing, man. Get on in here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get on in here. Y'all let me know where y'all chiming in from. All right. As y'all are waiting, right? Hit the like button. Let me know where you coming in from. Let me know what city, state, whatever. Doop. Doop, doop, doop. Hey, listen. Happy Friday, yo. Happy Friday. Let me say this. We murdered the game this week. We got a stupid bag this week, y'all. We got a stupid bag this week. There's other opportunities that are similar to this that are brewing, but when we all come together and we spot the setups and we talk through it and we're patient, we win. That's it. All right. Y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. Let me see who we got in here. Liz, how you feeling, Liz? What up? What up? Nawan, how you doing? Good to see you. He's a lovely day and great week in the market. Hey, listen, bless. Alchemist, how you feeling, man? Absolutely. Joey, how you doing? Ash Cash in the building. Nawan. LaRue. How you feeling, LaRue? How you feeling over there? Tina from Greensboro, how you doing? Good to see you. I'll be seeing your comments on the videos. QTZ. Ozone Oso, what it do? Life of Jaybird, stupid bag. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. A Wonder. I seen them profits, A Wonder. I seen them profits. Let's go. She said the hardcore streets of Alexandria, Virginia. Hey, it get real in the VA, in the what they call it, Nova, Northern Virginia. It get real out of Nova. Genesis, what's going on, brother? Jazzy D, how you feeling? Is it Tatia? Am I saying that right? Welcome. He says you're looking forward to joining the family. We are looking forward to having you. I'm glad that you're on here today. You're going to get some wisdom, and we're going to check out some levels and all that good stuff. But I appreciate you giving your time and coming here and learning something. All right, Jamal, what's going on? Miss Virgo, how you feeling? Tina said that we bagged on Netflix. My first. Hey, let's clap it up for Tina first honey bun. Let's go. Come on. Her first honey bun. Let's go. 180%. That's what I'm talking about. Zoe, what's going on, brother? Candy, how you feeling? I see you. Okay, so Tasha. All right, got you. Tasha, welcome. It's great to have you. All right, today we got quite a bit to go over. But again, as you guys are coming in, just hit that like button one time for me. That's all I need. Y'all, we are going somewhere crazy this year. Okay, there's a lot of opportunities that are brewing, and I'm talking about in both directions, right? In various sectors. What we have to do is continue to show up to these lives, right? These lives are going to go down in history. I mean, we on a streak like no other, right? We're, Netflix. For those who got Netflix on weeklies or like super short term, oh my God. You could have put, if you went on weeklies, you could have put a couple $100s in and you came out with thousands, right? For us to have our calls all the way out to May and still be making over 100% shows you how much it moved. All right. Netflix is up. What is it like? What is Netflix up? Netflix is up 13%. Yo. I know we took profits earlier because it was no point of waiting. All right. Netflix is up 13%. I still have equities in Netflix, so that's still cooking. I bought more equity down, at that order block, the same place that we took the trade. So Netflix is going to continue to do well. It's going to recover. They decided to not go with the raising funds to get the deal closed with Paramount, which I think was obviously the market also agrees that it was a great decision. A lot of people don't like to see when companies have to go and borrow additional money to do something, because what that means is that now there's more money that's coming off of the income statement. All right, that's going to eat into the profits, which somewhat ruins the the fundamental analysis when you're looking at something for for the long-term perspective. So the market reacted favorably. It broke through the levels. It hit our target. Right, we had a target of 94 as the final target for for May, right? And I'm thinking, all right, maybe a couple of weeks we'll start to itch towards it. In a couple of weeks, it turned around and blew through the target on what? This is what, day 3 or 4 of holding Netflix. So of course, I instructed everybody to go ahead and take those profits. We can let it come back down and fill the gap. It may not be done, like blasting off, but we can now have the bag secured, and then we can come back and then we can just like recalibrate. All right, reassess the situation, because there may be some other setups in the meantime that do form in that same stock. All right, so congrats to everybody that caught Netflix. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Let's see. Oh, you a girl? Hey, so my bad, so my bad, Miss Zoe. I'm calling her bro and all this. my fault. I'm sorry. Assets Pac-Man, 100% on Netflix. There we go. Pixel B, how you feeling? Phoenix Flower, hold up, Phoenix. You said you fumbled Netflix. What you mean? You mean you just didn't get in, or what? That's what. Listen, Daniel. Hold up. Ohana said they got in Netflix this morning and made 75% profit. Right, so even people that came to the party a little bit late, turns out they wasn't so late after all. You know what I mean? Beautiful job on y'all. Like catching this Netflix play. All right. The first J, what up? How you feeling? 362 Music, how you doing? Hey, appreciate you, Zoe. I'm gonna remember that though. I'm not listen. You will not hear me call you bro again. And if I do, it's gonna be on purpose. Darrell, what's going on, man? You said you got in and got out. You need a psychology class. Hey, we got plenty of videos on trading psychology on the page, man. But definitely. All right. You say why I paper traded and got gains and not take it on live. Yeah, man. Listen, this is actually on par with the video I was gonna post today. But you know what? Instead of posting the video, I'm just gonna say it here on live, because this is the beautiful thing about live, right? Yo, we gotta get in a state of taking action. Okay. I want y'all to get real comfortable with taking action, right? I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. All right. I understand and I completely can relate to being new and not understanding exactly like when and where to get in, stuff like that. I got you. I'm trying to always make sure that I give you the clean entries. Make the call outs as simple as possible, the targets as simple as possible for everybody to understand. But at some point, y'all, you got to take action, right? When you think about, like, say a car, right? You buy a car. For some reason, when you go and buy that car, all of a sudden, you start to see that car in like all these different places. It's like, God damn, niggas trying to watching me or something. Like they trying to everybody want what I got now, right? What happens is when you take action, your brain starts to like recognize right? Your pattern recognition starts to activate, and it starts to see the world in a more positive way. When we wait, when we sit, when we procrastinate, that feeds fear. That feeds cynicism, right? Or a cynical nature, right? Or a pessimistic nature when we're looking at something from a critical perspective and like, I don't know. But when you take action, all of a sudden you literally, and like this is scientifically proven that you literally see the world different, right? I'm gonna give you another example. All right, because when you say you fall off the gym for a little bit, or you just don't go to the gym, and you start going to the gym, and you go hard that first day, you be in that joint like, come on. You be looking at yourself in the mirror, and you literally see a different you. You ain't nothing changed though, but you can literally see the possibility of what you can become because you took the action. Our bodies are very sophisticated and complex vehicles that really can reward you from taking action, right? All of a sudden you start seeing the possibilities of what can happen, right? Just because you was in the gym that one day. Now, you can't just stop. You do got to continue to show up. But when you do take action, there will be rewards. That dopamine kicks in, right? And that dopamine gives you the reward before the actual reward, right? Inevitably, like opening your eyes up to what you can be receiving. All right. So on these lives, right? It's time to take action, right? Study, right? Anything that you can do, any action that you can take that is going to push you towards this trader that you're ultimately becoming, you're going to have to take it, right? We are in 2026 going into the second quarter. And I know it's a lot of y'all that had certain plans, certain expectations and stuff like that. And I just want to make sure everybody's still on it. All right. You said you have trading trauma only a year in and I've lost. So I get it. I get it. Listen, if you were on my live the other day, you would have heard me talking about how, and I say this all the time, I lost so much money starting out. I get it. I get it. Right. But there's only two options in life. It's either go or stop. That's it. You know what I mean? So even after my losses, I was faced with a decision to make, right? And I commend you, Phoenix, for being here, because this is saying that you're choosing to go, right? So this is not like an attack on you or anything like that. I'm just, making sure that you all are aware that we gotta keep moving forward. We gotta keep taking action. We're gonna keep doing this is essentially study right here. This is a lock-in session, right? We are studying together. All right, it's a beautiful thing. So you don't have to worry as much because you're in good hands, right? We're all here working towards the same goal. All right, so let's just keep it going. Fruitful says she got a bunch of honey buns. There we go. I love to see it. Miss Fruitful was fruitful this week. She said honey bunches of honey buns. There we go. Y'all funny, man. 73% on IWM. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. D. Clark. She's like the car that we see everywhere. Yep, exactly. My first honey bun. Oh, it's your first honey bun too? Clap it up for First J. Right? The First J got his first honey bun. Let's go. 170% on Netflix. I love to see it, man. We just got to keep showing up, y'all. That's it. Pamela, how you feeling over there? Doop! You already know. You said, okay, so Candy says big loss today and depleted. Talk to me, Candy. Talk to me. What's going on? Talk to me. All right. Let me know. Because again, this is a place where we go over levels, but it's also a place where you can ask your questions. And we can make sure that collectively we get you back right. All right. We're not gonna have nobody that's left behind or just falling off silently. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing this because I want y'all to win. That's the goal, right? Man, I love to see it. I love to see it. All right. All right, yeah, Candy. Take your time you're ready. I'm gonna jump into the charts real quick, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So I'm just gonna go through Netflix real quick. Reiteration, right? For those who are just joining, welcome. Hit that like button. We absolutely smashed Netflix, right? Absolutely smashed Netflix. You guys can't see it now because when order blocks are broken through, they get deleted, right? But there are 2 order blocks that were hit and pushed through, right? It took out an order block down here at 84, and then it came and it took out the order block at $94. So the next resistance on Netflix is going to be about $100. I'm not saying go get in it right now, y'all, but I'm saying that depending on how things set up tomorrow on Monday, we could have another opportunity to get into Netflix. Right? Netflix might do a bull flag and pull back down to this fair value gap and bounce and then go to the target. So we have another opportunity to really get to the bag in Netflix probably next week. And I will keep you guys abreast of that on these lives. Okay, so when we go live on Monday, we're going to be looking at a pullback on Netflix. So Netflix could pull back to as much as 87.50 and it still be valid for the breakout up to 100. All right. But again, y'all, I want y'all to be really familiar with these falling wedges, right? We've been talking about this for a while. We called it perfectly, y'all. Right at the order, but we called it perfectly. Look at this. And for it to be timed with them making a decision about the deal, these are the things that we can't anticipate. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I knew they wasn't gonna sign a deal. No. But we positioned ourselves to be able to take advantage of any good news or anything that would have been complementary to what we were already seeing in the technicals. All right. That's what great trading is all about. All right. So again, we might have another opportunity to ride this up into here. And if it can break through here, then we'll really start cooking and make it all the way up to 124, which is the ultimate target for retracement. Right. Well, that's not even the ultimate target, but that's the ultimate target for retracement, right? But then it can go beyond, right? This is the beauty of having equities. Like my equities, I'm just letting them sit. 4-5 years might go by. We'll see. All right. So that's Netflix. I know you guys did have a question about. We also took D&G or Dollar General yesterday. So I want to just draw this out live. We closed the day out. Yesterday we were up at close, but it bounced up a little bit today. I want you guys to just not be concerned about this, and I'm gonna show you why. Right? We have an example right here of a failed 2 up, and then a failed 2D, right, and then a push down. Failed 2Ds are not what you think they are at the end of an up move. You got to always understand context. A lot of times we're taught things on an individual basis. We're taught individual candlesticks. We're taught in the strat method, we're taught that this candlestick means reversal. Nothing in the stock market acts alone. Okay, write that down and remember it. Nothing in the stock market acts alone. Right? The stock market is almost like a collective consciousness, if you understand what that means. Right? There are things that have happened in the past that inform the decisions that we're starting to see play out in the present. Okay? So history has shown that a lot of times when it's time to reverse, that next day it may not do it, it may do it, right? But what we're more concerned about is the structure being held. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and get a handy dandy trend line, and we're going to draw it down to the order block. And this should give us our speed at which it's going to fall. So even if we don't get a full reversal in this last hour of the day, as long as we can hold this structure right here, we are cool to hold it into next week. We have it out to 3.6. There's a reason that I didn't get weeklies, right? Typically on a Thursday or a Thursday or something like that, even Wednesday sometime. I'm not too fond of buying, weeklies because there's always a little curveball that can happen like we have today. So even with that curveball, we're still holding the structure of a reversal. We just got to hang in there. All right. There will be a lot of times that I call a play on here and it'll work out the very next day. And we love that. But there also will be some times where it's not going to work out immediately, but it's still going to work out. All right. So we got to be patient. We have to trust what we're seeing on the charts. We cannot let our emotions get involved in our decision making. Right? Somebody could be like, "Oh man, it didn't work out," and got out, right? And then we could see on Monday it come and retest this trend line right here, and then fall crazy down to like 148, and you could have like doubled or tripled your money, right? It's so many ways that this can continue to work out. All right. So we just got to make sure that we're hanging in there. Hold on, I don't know how this trend line got moved a little bit. Hold on. All right. Just want to make sure it's about there. Might actually be able to get it a little tighter. Yeah, about right there. Okay. So yeah, just again, trust your analysis, trust the structure, and we should be good on this. So we're still in Dollar General. We're holding. My drawdown on this might be maybe 10%. I did also add, like I called in TPC. I just added a single contract. I only got one contract of this. And I added another contract. Right. So and I may possibly add again before the day is over, depending on how wicky this candlestick right here gets. Okay, so I'll definitely be looking out for that. But we're super good still on Dollar General. If you guys haven't added and you have the capacity to, it's in a solid area to do so. You may want to just wait until like the last 5 to 10 minutes of the market, and if it's still rejecting off this trend line right here, maybe a good time to add. All right. I also want to bring your attention to some other things we talked about. All right. Let's go to Apple real quick. So I didn't formally signal this, but I did signal it in my watch list this morning, and I also told y'all that Apple, once it broke through, was going to create a what? A 3-2. And what did it do? A 3-2. And where did it go? Through the fair value gap. Exactly what we talked about on live yesterday. Again, I didn't say, hey, go get into this, but I did give you guys the option to get this if if it worked for your capital or whatever. And what I said was, once it breaks through previous day lows, right? 270.86. It broke through it. That was the entry, and look where it went. All right. So we had a lot of plays yesterday. Even I called this one in the on my video, my static video, right? I did one yesterday. It was a static video, not a live, but I talked about ARM. ARM is down 2.22, right? From a piercing pattern. And it's probably not done. We might see an even farther drop in the remaining of the day. But go watch the piercing pattern video. Talked about Apple and ARM and actually signaled this one. All right. So there's a lot of opportunities in the market. And that's a beautiful thing, a beautiful problem to have. Obviously, we're not going to catch them all. Somebody brought this up in the group the other day. I actually waved this one off because we were just in too many plays. But this one worked out, right? I did not signal this, but somebody did bring this up. So I want to say shout out to whoever whoever called SoFi and was interested in getting in. It did a nice gap down of 9%, right? So this was beautiful for anybody that took this as well. All right. Okay. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta take profit on the runner real quick. Give me 1 second. Insert commercial here. Give me 1 second, y'all. If you'd like to join the Prosperity Collective, please click the link in the description. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just had to, ooh, beautiful, beautiful. Just had to close the position real quick, y'all. That's all. All right. All right, perfect. Oh, y'all there? Perfect. All right. All right. All right, I'm back, y'all. I just had to get up out of play real quick. Had to take profits on a play that I've been in for a little while. Just wanted to take those profits off the table. But again, man, as you guys are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right. We did so well this week. We've been killing it. I'm proud of all of y'all. I'm about to jump back into the charts so that we can, further analyze some possible plays for next week. Okay. And possibly even get some entries this week. All right. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Let's see. What was I looking at a little earlier? Seeing something crazy. I don't know. Was it AMD? Oh yeah, AMD. All right, y'all. So again, AMD is it's just been on my radar, right? It's been on my radar. It did something that is telling me that it is really ready to fall. All right. So y'all remember a few days ago when it gapped up like 10%, and we were just like, dang, where did that come from? That gap up has fully recovered. So it has tested this area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, damn near 7 times. It doesn't want to go up. It tried. It's tried everything, and it doesn't want to seem to go. It doesn't seem to want to go up. So what I'm thinking is that we are finally going to get that push down into the 190.97 area, y'all. When we break this level, again, if you're new, I've already signaled this, right? I've already talked about the level. Set an alert for 190.97, right? If you want to be on the conservative side, set it for about 191.50. I'm sorry, yeah, 191.50, so that you can get the alert before it actually passes through, right? Because when we get a break and close of 190.97, and I'm doing an early prediction that we're gonna have a 3-2 setup on a 2 hour, right? When we get that setup, AMD is going to fall hard. Okay, this is going to be another banger opportunity, not necessarily on a swing, but intraday. All right, so I want to make sure that y'all have that level set. All right, this is one that I like. Again, the best stuff is the stuff that takes the longest, right? When something takes a little while to get to its climax, the climax is usually better, right? So this taking long, Netflix taking 3 months. There's so many other trades that I can point to that took months or, you know what I'm saying, even years, right? When it finally does turn, when it finally does break that level, you get a really strong move. All right. All right, let's go to Amazon real quick. Amazon is in a piercing pattern. I still don't trust it on this side of the I still don't trust it on this side of the trend line. I need to see it break into this fair value gap. So Amazon above 213, I like. Amazon above 213, I like a lot. Y'all set that level as well. Write it down, set the alert on the charts. If we can get a close above that on Monday, that would be amazing. All right. All right. I got one more and then I'm gonna jump to y'all and we can really go in on, like any plays that y'all want to see. And we'll fully analyze it and I'll signal whatever looks like the best opportunity. All right. I think the last one was UNH. Okay, so UNH didn't do what it was supposed to do. Let's see. Yeah, UNH didn't do what it was supposed to do. So UNH is something I was looking at today. We didn't take any entry on it during the day because it has not, broken below, right, this fair value gap. It's bouncing off the fair value gap, but it's also in this bearish order block. Notice I wrote above 300 is a go. Okay. Once we break above that 300 level, we got a huge fair value gap to fill, right? But as long as we are rejecting off of this 295 area, I don't trust a fail 2D on this to the upside. So I'm going to continue monitoring this. I do want to see it break below this previous day low, maybe on Monday, for possible put opportunities. But what will be even better is if we can get a close above 300. If we can get a close above 300, like this will be another Netflix-like play, y'all. And again, it's taking a while, right? We like that. We like when it takes its time, right? This has been going since January 26th. We're talking about a whole month in the making of this range that it's been bound to. All right, so when we finally break out of that, it should be smooth sailing. All right, let me flip back to y'all to see what y'all got for me. All right, again, as y'all come in, man, hit that like button. Doop! One time for me. All right, let's see. What y'all talking about? You already know why I stopped chasing. Stop chasing. All right, I'm super late on these comments. Let me get in here and see. I got a lot of catching up in these comments to do. It says, okay. God. Okay. Wow. Okay, big loss today and depleted. Okay, good job. I can watch a play go up 50, 100, 200 and still be in the negative. I need to work on my exits, chasing. Okay, so Tasha, you said you can watch a play go up to 50 to 100% and 200% and still be in the negative. I need to work on my exit. So when you say that, are you saying like you just not getting out in time? Is that what it is? So you'll see 50, 100, 200% profit in your account and you won't get out? Is that what you're saying? D Clark, you can get out of Netflix now. That's a good exit. Now is a good exit. Again, we don't know what Monday's going to bring. We talking about this is a Friday, y'all. Also understand on Fridays, people are taking their money and running, right? So you want to make sure that you do the same. Monday is going to set the tone for next week, but we talking about going into a whole nother week. There could be so many things that cause the market to pull back, especially since we had so many strong moves this week. So now is a good time to take profits for sure. Get up out of there. If you got in today, you're good. If you got in, it don't matter when you got into Netflix. If you wrote it up today, take those profits. A good rule of thumb, y'all. Remember this. Whenever there is a day that is unprecedented, take the money and run. It's called getting lucky. It's called like, okay, sometimes the market is going to do things in an irrational way. That's where the wealth is built, but you squander your wealth through self-sabotage when you want more. Right? If you get like really think about this, y'all. Let's unpack this for a second. All right, I got to come back on here. Y'all know I'm on listen, when I rant, I got to come back here. When you want more, after more has already been given to you. You, my friend, are two things. It's one of two things: either ungrateful or you have the habits of self-sabotaging. It's one of those two things. It's one of those two things. You were not expecting a 13% gain on equities today. There should be no resistance up here for getting out of a trade when something pumps that crazy. What's kicking in is fear of missing out on something even more. But it's like, what are you missing out on when everything has already been given to you? This type of psychology is what ruins traders, what ruins their confidence, and makes them feel like this whole thing is just one big casino. And it's not. Here's the thing about trading, y'all. We get mad when things don't go our way, but guess what? Who got in the trade and who didn't get out of the trade or did get out of the trade? It's always going to be pointing back at us. It's always, because look, the craziest stuff can be happening in the market, and if you're not in the trade, it doesn't matter. So the market can't do anything to you. You can never be mad at the market or anything other than yourself for the decision. So I want to encourage you, again, I'm not attacking anybody, but I want to remind you that when you are given something, just be grateful and go. And I understand the anxiety that can arrive. You know, it can creep up on you like, oh, I just gotta. It's like, go do something else. Do this. Close the computer. Go for a run. Go for a walk. Go for a drive. Like, go get something to eat. God, you know what I'm saying? Like, do something else. You already won. I need everybody to say this right now. I want everybody in the chat to say this right now. I already won. I already won. Every time you are thinking about overstaying your welcome, right? Staying in that trade too long, I want you to say to yourself, I already won. I'm up. What am I doing? I'm in profit. Go get some ice cream. Like, you already won. I'm being funny, but I'm being so serious at the same time. When I harp on something, it's important because I know that it's something that's common amongst people that trade. You got to slow things down sometime and get back into your body. And just say, I already won. Whether it's 20%, 30%, 40%, whatever you're at when a major move has been made, what else do you need to satisfy you? At that point, you're insatiable. If you're insatiable, trading is not for you. You got to be content and okay. Guess what? You get to go and trade another day. If it was a stock moves 13% in a day, you're up 100%, 200%, 50%, whatever. It's something crazy because that's a big move. Go get some ice cream. You won. Like, y'all feel me? Is this making sense? Am I tripping? There we go. You already won. You already won. All right. So when we're on these YouTube lives, I won't harp on it anymore. But when we on these YouTube lives, right? We're here in community, right? We got each other. All right. We're gonna make sure that everybody gets the plays. We're gonna take our time. This is a family. All right. We're gonna make sure that you're good. But when you're off on your own and you may not be on here, I know things can get a little confusing or whatever, but you gotta really, matter of fact, if you had a bad day today, definitely go journal. Definitely go journal. You should be journaling regardless, but if you had a bad day today, I want you to write out exactly what you did. Why? So that you can go back and read it. When you go back and read it, you're going to be like, I was up 100% and then I wasn't. I stayed a little longer after already making more money than I've ever made. Just write it clean like that, objectively. And you're going to have to read that back. This is an accountability thing right here, right? It's to be read. It's to be read and reviewed so that you can remind yourself of the bad decisions that you made. I'm not going to call them mistakes because calling them mistakes is giving you an out. I'm going to call them bad decisions. All right, let's get back to the charts. I know I was reading through some comments, but I went off on a little tangent. Hold up. Oh man, okay. So the candy post was she? Not Phoenix. You'll definitely get your honey bun for sure. You say you leverage too much, and when you blink, it went a different direction. I started to chase when I knew better. Okay, look, Candy. At least you're able to acknowledge it. Okay, put it in here. Put it in your journal, right? And just make sure that when in the situation again, you don't panic. Now, again, I'm never gonna look at anybody in a weird way or different because I understand the psychology of how we can make decisions, right? Fear can kick in, panic can kick in, right? Little things can have you feeling like you don't know what you're doing when you actually do. That's a key thing. Somebody say me if you've been in a position where you were doing well and then something did not work out for you and then all of a sudden you started asking yourself like, do I even know what I'm doing in this trading thing? Let's have an honest moment. Cause I get it, right? There's going to be moments where you even question yourself. But like I said, this is the beauty of community. And to my people who took major losses today, this is also what I want to advise you to do. Don't trade on Monday. Maybe don't even trade on Tuesday. Give yourself a couple of days and don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself quickly. But again, remind yourself of what you did, right? Write it down. Breathe. Listen to one of my meditations for the nervous system. Oh, this is so critical, y'all. If you have not listened to the nervous system meditation and you're not listening to it on a daily basis, please do yourself a favor, especially if you're finding yourself making decisions that you know are not good. If you find yourself chasing, if you find yourself ever in a frantic state, I'm telling you, all of that comes from you not being relaxed. When you are up here and you're trying to through life is a motherfucker, yo. It will always mirror that same energy. If you're frantic, if you're anxious, if you're fearful, it's going to give you things to be anxious, frantic, and fearful about. But when you calm and you know that you've already won, You know that you've taken the time to study and you trust your analysis, you trust the probabilities. You're aware that sometimes they won't work out, but you know that over time, if you consistently are trusting yourself and your analysis, right, and you're taking these high probability setups, that you're going to win because that's how it works. Yes, the market does some things that it's not supposed to do sometimes that can be bad and maybe even blow up a setup that you have. But you know what it also does? Because it has balance, it'll give you more than what you asked for too. Like today. And if we're not taking advantage of the days that it gives us more than what we asked for, it's never gonna feel like, like we're progressing. All right. All right. I'm back to it. y'all send me some plays, man. Which I want to see, man. Which I want to see. Which I want to see. No, no. Hey, good to see you, Daily Bread. Boop. You already know. Y'all get those likes up. All right. It's good seeing. Yeah, y'all already. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. Thank you. Yeah, y'all already won. At what point in confirmation would you get a SoFi leap? Let's see. Here, let me turn the charts back on. So SoFi, at what point would I get a leap? That's a good question. Let's see. Let's have a look. Okay. All right. So SoFi is currently down. Damn, 47%. I mean, it's in leap territory now. It's in leap territory now. It does still have these fair value gaps right here to clean up down to about 14, or really about, about 1320. 1320 would be about the end of the downside from my perspective, right? This is a pretty strong level here. But it being down 47% is pretty substantial. If you got it out 2 years, you could be in really good shape. But I will also add that SoFi could get a wave of bad news, right? That's another thing about when something has been going down for a while, is that like people can kind of get used to it going in that direction, right? So here's what I would say. We got highs. The high is what, about $33. Let's do the trend line. We haven't put a trend line on this. We'll do a trend line. Yeah. So we get a break above this, a break and close above the downward trend. Is when I would advise taking any sort of entries on SoFi to the upside. So whether that's a leap or a long term options call, It just needs to change directions first. But we could be going down into oblivion, and you never want to just try to jump in front of something randomly because it's down. You do want the market to tell you that it's changing directions. So yes, a good rule of thumb is 20-30% or more down. It could be a great leap, but why take a random entry when you can get an entry that says, okay, this is ready to go in a different direction. By the time it breaks and turns to decide to go to the upside, like it still would be down like 40 something percent. So you're still going to get a nice pump out of it over the course of the leap. But there's no point in just getting in until we get a change of direction. So the short answer to the question is when we close above the downtrend and change directions to an uptrend. All right. So just draw the trend line on SoFi, Denisha, and just simply simply wait for it to to change. All right. All right. All right. So we got Nvidia. Hold on. I think it was one above that. Good, Candy. I'm glad you understanding. Took a small. It says back testing will have you fooled sometimes in the moment. What you mean, Marquin? Where is the nervous system meditation? I'm scrolling through YouTube. What is it actually called? I got you right here. Let me grab it for you real quick. Um, here, here. This is for all y'all. So I just popped it in the chat. Listen to that meditation morning and night. Right. Get yourself into a calm state. Okay, it's not that long. It's about 10 minutes. And it will definitely get you right for the start of the market. All right. All right. So we got Nvidia. Okay. Nvidia is in a bullish order block, right? It attempted to fill this fair value gap down to about 176.88. Also, let me pause here for a quick second, y'all. If you do not have the order block by Lux Algo indicator in your trading view, go do it, right? Or just write it down and go do it after this live. Also, you want to have the fair value gap by Nephew Sam indicator on as well. And for swinging purposes, also the Keltner channel and the Bollinger Bands. All right. Make sure you have those indicators. Those indicators are going to be critical for you to follow and track what I'm talking about. I know when I'm on here and I'm showing you guys my charts, like some of this stuff may not, make sense. You be like, hold on, fair value. How you know about the fair value gap? Whatever. Right? All of this stuff is, and it's also free. These are no charge indicators. Get them on here because this is going to allow you to see the charts way clearer, the targets way clearer, and follow along with what I'm saying much better. All right. So this fair value gap is laid over the bullish order block, but it has like a lighter tone, so you can see it a little bit. If you really look at it, 176.80 is the end of it. It came and tried to test that. Got some buying pressure, so that is a good sign. But obviously, we not gonna front run anything in this market. So the only thing that I'm waiting to see is some sort of confirmation to the upside, right? Some sort of real change of direction. We do have this little gap that needs to be filled, and then an even bigger fair value gap up here. So Nvidia looks good. It's just not quite ready yet. Again, it could bounce and go crazy on Monday, but I wouldn't take the risk of something closing like this to do that, right? Because it could still come down a little bit more and clean up the rest of the liquidity. All right. So Nvidia is definitely something that we'll be watching throughout next week, but it's nothing worth taking you know, right now. All right. FSLR. Also, is Spence on Spence, are you on the call? Because Spence talked about Enphase. Enphase did exactly what he was talking about. FSLR. Enphase had a really good drop. All right, FSLR. Come on now. All right, here we go. Okay. Not bad. This is not bad. Not bad at all. Who mentioned this? Rich Chick. Not bad at all. Solid setup. Fell 2D off the order block. Huge fair value gap up here that needs to get cleaned up. We had an inside candle off the failed 2D a couple days ago. So it actually should have already done this, but it came and swept liquidity. So this could be what we call like a delayed reaction. I like this. Yeah, I like this quite a bit. This may be something that I enter. I will come back to this in about 15 minutes. But beautiful setup. Beautiful setup. Off the order block, fell 2D. Again, it was trying to do it the other day. Got the inside candle forming a bearish harami. So what happens with a sweep, right? When something comes in, down to the order block and takes people out of their stop losses, right? It's still abiding by the setup. It just came a little bit lower because that's where the stop losses are, right? So it came to get people out of their trade to then come and make the obvious move, which is to up here to fill this, right? So this is something that I would get like maybe even like 2 to 3 weeks out to really give it some time to cook to go through here. But I like it a lot. I'll signal it in a little bit. All right. So FSLR, I'll get back to in just a second. JPM. And if it gets to 12:45 and I have not come back to it, just bring me right back to back on track, y'all. All right, just bring me right back on track. All right, JPM. Yeah, not seeing anything on JPM. All right, we did catch it earlier in the week. Right now it's just in an indecision state right now. Um, Again, it came down and did get a rejection off the order block. But we need a little bit more confirmation. Or maybe for this to even flip to like a failed 2D for me to be remotely interested in it. All right, so no call on JPM. Kava. Let's see. Oh, also y'all, I gotta always say this. Let me flip back. Gotta make sure that I do this. Right. I'm not a financial advisor, so there's no way that any of this could be financial advice. Okay, this is for entertainment purposes only. All right. Any plays that you take, you're doing it with your own brain, your decision, your research, your due diligence, right? Nothing that I say. I just got a short mic. I just be rapping. All right. That's it. All right. I want y'all to understand that. All right, let's get back to it. All right. We did JPM. Yeah, definitely shout out to Rich Chick. I love I love when y'all bring me plays and they ready to go. Um hmm. Oh yeah, Kava. Man, that just made me hungry for some reason. Kava, Kava could be forming a bit of a bull flag, right? It's showing a strong bounce off of this fair value gap. So let's just go ahead and draw it out. I mean, really, we could bring this down here. It looks good. It looks, it looks good. This is the flagpole here. Let's do our measurement again, y'all. For for those who understand the bull flag pattern, a real simple way to find your target is to just measure out the distance of the flagpole. All right, so that's the up move, and then we attach it to the breakout point. So which let's just say the breakout might be on Monday or Tuesday. Put it right there. Yeah, this will take us right into our bearish order block. So yeah, I like this. I would, it's a solid play, right? Good, way to go on this one. Solid play. But I just would like to see a confirmation outside of this flag first. It can definitely go, right? This bounce off the fair value gap, a hammer. It's the second resistance off this fair value gap, right? It could definitely go. But I just want to be sure that it is changing directions, because we do have this huge gap down here to fill. So, if the market is a little slow, or we get some sort of data in the earlier part of next week that people don't like, we could see this, come down and fill it. And I would hate to be in calls for that. So again, we got the bull flag right here. Just make sure that you put your two parallel lines diagonally on, at the top point, right? The lower highs. And then you also want to put it on the low of, of this flagpole right here, right? This is going to give you the flag, and then the pole is this distance right here, right? We measured it, attached it to the outside for the target. It could definitely go to about $100, right? How soon will it do that? It probably won't be soon. It probably take a couple of weeks or more. But once we get the break out of the bull flag, then we can then assess exactly how much time we want to spend in calls. We may just need to take it to like $90 or something like that. But let's wait and get the bullish confirmation outside of the flag first, and then we can go from there. But solid play though. All right. Let's see. EXE. And again, y'all, for the sake of time, if something is not clean, I'm just gonna breeze past it. And I'm not saying that they're, whatever you send is a bad setup. But if I don't see something that I look for immediately, I'm gonna just skate to the next one, because we only got about 12 minutes left in the market. 22 minutes left in the market. All right. I'm gonna breeze past this. I don't see anything. It is starting to reject a little bit at the top of this fair value gap, so it definitely could come down to here. But I'm not gonna mess with that one. All right. Let's see. And real talk, y'all, what I may start doing is I may start coming on at 11 instead of 11:30, because I've noticed that sometimes, like, these might go a little longer, because of something that may need to be shared in the moment. So I think I may push to 11. For those who are working, how does that work for y'all schedules? Would y'all prefer these lives to be at 11, or 11:30? 2:30 or 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Dual DUOL. Duolingo. Solid. I don't like how this moves. I In recent history, I don't see any major candles on this. It does have a ton of fair value gaps to the upside. I'm not. I don't like how this moves, especially as of late. It's too much consolidation. So I'm gonna pass on Duolingo. I'm gonna pass on it. So y'all would prefer 11, y'all. Where's the empathy? Where's the it's like, no, take 11:30 is good. We don't want you to have to come a little bit earlier and all that stuff. We ain't get none of that. They was like, yeah, 11. Yeah. It's like, nah, but no, yeah, 11's cool. I'll start coming in at 11. So that way we can really make sure that we get through all the trades and that we can find the best ones. And if I need to rant, I can rant, and it's not a big deal. All right. All right, we're gonna look at try and then Palantir. Again, if it's not clean, I'm just gonna move past it. TRI. It's a cool little bull flag. I won't signal it. But this is cool. I like what's happening here. It's giving the opportunity to enter at a fair value gap. A fair value gap bounce. So I'm gonna draw the bull flag here. And yeah, if a break out of the bull flag we can take. It's not gonna happen today, but let's keep this in mind, y'all. Thomas Reuters Corp. I'm actually gonna add this to my watch list. But I do like this. This is clean. Got a fair value gap up here. We could literally just make 110.40 to target. This is pretty clean. Again, the reason I'm not taking it is because we might spend one more day coming down and retest this area right here at about 92.65. So I don't want to get into it prematurely. I want to wait for the actual break of the bull flag, but solid one. Definitely keep TRI on y'all radar. That's a solid one. All right. Palantir was the next one. Man, y'all got some good ones. Y'all coming with some good stuff. All right. Let's see. Nah, I'm gonna pass on Palantir. It's not clean enough. It's too much traffic, too much consolidation. It's range bound. We want clean lines, y'all. Like clean, you know what I mean? Things that have a reliable movement. Core weave, yeah, we can look at core weave. And then we'll go to path. All right, but in 3 minutes we're gonna get back to FSLR. Core weave. Again, if y'all are just joining, I'm never gonna gatekeep levels, right? So all I need y'all to do is don't gatekeep those likes. Doop! Hit that like button for me one time, all right? That's all I need you to do. Hit that like button. Oh my God, core weave. We was talking about this too, wasn't we? And we ain't take it, did we? Oh. Ooh. Core weave dropped 20%. The setup was there. We liked it. We just didn't take it. Yeah, core weave looks clean on a bounce here. Again, with this much downward pressure, I need a confirmation first. So I'm not going to take this, but it is at an order block. So next week we could see some bullish activity. Let's get a higher high, higher low confirmation into this fair value gap on Monday, and yeah, that'll make it more more attractive for the swing of calls. All right. But again, be here on Monday so that we can talk more about this. But put a pin on this one right here. We definitely like how it's cooking. All right. It's starting to shape up beautifully. All right. Best Beezy, what up, man? Liz, how you feeling? All right, let's get back to that first solo real quick, y'all, because this is the one of the many that we went over today that we actually are thinking about getting into. All right. Okay. Yesterday it says they're maintained at overweight by Wells Fargo. In phase, yeah, in phase did kind of fall today too. So I do want to make sure that it's not like a sector wide thing that's like going to be um a continued thing. Where's in phase? Okay. All right. All right. Um, I'm liking it, y'all. I'm liking it a lot. Again, like I said, it had this bullish harami right here. It has this fair value gap to fill. It dropped a little bit today just to sweep up those stop losses. It's created a failed 2D at the order block. Monday could be a confirmation day. What I'm gonna do for this is get this. I like weeklies on this. You can get 2 weeks out. I like weeklies on it. We don't have to take it all the way up here, but just a nice reversal or just a nice confirmation day on Monday would be all we really need to make, to make some decent money. So let me go look at the contracts real quick. Y'all stay put for a quick second, and I'll get back to y'all on the actual contracts that I'll be taking. All right. And then we'll close the day with also what DG is doing. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to get something to eat. All right, first solar. All right, first solar. I'm looking at 3-6 contracts. Um, they are a little bit. They are a little on the pricey side. You can go into the money. I say about about two spaces. And still have a good opportunity to make money. The spread is really tight, so we like that. Um, 3-6. Yeah, yeah, I'm liking it. So I'm gonna take first solar 3-6, 200 calls, y'all. First solar 3-6, 200 calls. Yep. And give me 1 second to put it in the group. Notifying the group in the Swing King channel. For all my people working hard right now that can't make the live. All right. Solid. Solid. Done. Done. In there. In there. All right. All right. I'm gonna bring it back to y'all real quick. All right. So we took FSLR calls. I took the 200 calls. Those were a little cheaper, so like a couple positions out the money. But I do like it. All right. And all right, in DG, I just want to do a quick update on DG to see if we may want to add. Okay. Oh yeah, so yeah, you'll see DG is dropping just like we like it. All right. So this is perfect. We're going to continue to hold DG. All right, continue to hold DG. It is rejecting off this trend line. It's down 116 today. So it's high today. It went as high as about 165, I believe, being up 165. All right, so we're seeing it start to sell off a little bit. Closing the day is still holding the structure of a reversal pattern. We got the trend line drawn right here, so we're just going to wait it out. All right, we have the 3-6 expirations on this, so we're just going to continue to hold. Also, if you're not in it, right, it's not a bad time to enter 3-6 puts on DG as well. All right. Again, this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor, but we went 7 for 7 this week. All right. Was 6 for 6. One of the two. All right. All right, y'all. I'm gonna flip back. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling good about this week? Zay said he already up 7% on First Solar. Let's go. Come on. You got out of your PFE call with 83. Come on. Already up 8%. Look, let's go. Let's go. DG falling. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Exactly. I'm telling you, y'all. Appreciate you, Liz, for the reminder. Appreciate you. Awesome. All right, so we got everybody in there. Cool. All right, let me go look at Love too, even though I might be a little late. Let me go look at Love. I know y'all want to see LUV. Yep, y'all see that nice drop on DG? Perfect. We love to see it. All right, Southwest Airlines. Yeah, Southwest is pretty clean. It's definitely looking bearish. It has this fair value gap that it could come down into. I'm currently in 2 swings right now, so I'm not really interested in adding any more than that. I wouldn't advise you guys to get in any more either, but this would be something to watch for next week. It's not, I don't think this is all going to happen on Monday, so if we can fail previous day lows and start to break into this fair value gap on Monday, then Love could definitely be an opportunity for an intraday trade. All right. So solid. Yeah. Solid trades, y'all. Solid picks. 2,600 bands, 108% on Netflix, man. Shout out to 2,600 bands with the honey bun. Listen, listen. I gotta find my list, but I'm noticing it's a lot of people getting crossed off that list for getting a honey bun. For those who are new, right? I gotta always remind y'all. Y'all probably like, man, what's up with them talking about honey buns? We're not talking about eating honey buns. We talking about a honey bun, 100% trade. All right. So if you were ever wondering what a honey bun is, or if you ever see us talking about a honey bun, it's 100% trade. All right. Now, I believe that right now is a great time to just set a reminder, right, to take action, right? If you want to be a part of this family, right? Yes, we got the YouTube fam, but in the Prosperity Collective, we go much deeper, right? We support one another. We get profits. I could go all day about just the hundreds and hundreds of percents that we gained this week alone. All right. We do this on a consistent basis. Me and Zay are in there giving wisdom on life, wisdom on trading. And I believe that everybody in there is becoming a better person. If you've been looking for a trading home and the ones that you've maybe been in before may not have panned out the way that you wanted to, or maybe you can't get the questions that you have answered, right? Or maybe it's still just not resonating with you energetically, I would definitely recommend that you check out the Prosperity Collective. Go to the website, go to, click the link in the description of any of my videos, see if it's something that resonates. If it doesn't, more power. Keep coming to the YouTube. But if you're ready to really turn up and you're tired of trying to figure it out on your own, I'm trying to tell y'all, right? Hit the link. Hit the link. All right? It's been real. What y'all talking about before I get out of here? You said you still got to get your honey bun? Hey, Daily Bread, we got you. Don't worry about that. Billy Courtney got 18%. Let's go. There we go. Added more to DG. There we go. You said FSLR is too expensive for you. Hey, you got to know your pockets. You got to know your pockets. Way to go. You got to know your pockets. Hey, Phoenix, you definitely up next. Just stay locked in. That's all you got to do. All right? Look, if we could just try to get as many likes before I get out of here as possible. If you haven't hit the like button, right? Remember, I'm never going to keep the levels, none of that stuff. I'm going to give you everything, right? I'm going to come up here and give you a good hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours if we really cooking. Okay? All you got to do is lock in, pay attention. But all I ask in return is just take one finger and hit a like button. That's all if that's too much for you, I don't know. If that's not an even exchange, I don't know what to tell you. If it's too hard to do that, I don't know. I don't know. All right. You said you was cross off. There we go, KP. There we go. I'm telling you, man. Look. I want to say this before I get off, y'all. I'm extremely proud of y'all. All right. I'm extremely proud of y'all. Everybody, who's been consistently, I see y'all names consistently showing up. That is something to clap for yourself about, right? You're going in the direction of your dreams. You're doing it. You're taking that action that I was talking about earlier. The more action you take, the more you study, the more you embrace this journey, you'll look back and you'll realize damn, it wasn't really that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what I thought it was. I could do this. But as long as we stay in that frozen mode, right? That mode of hesitation and fear and all of the things that point to us not being able to do something, that's exactly what's going to happen. But over here on Marcel Profits, YouTube Live, we don't have that energy here. In the Prosperity Collective, there's no such thing as you not being able to do something. You got to make the choice to do so. For those that might have struggled a little bit, it's okay. All right? Take a little bit of time off, day or two. Listen to the meditations. Give yourself some time to just kind of relax. Don't beat yourself up. And then when you're ready, in a couple of days, come back. And even if you still want to listen, I'm not saying don't listen to the lives. Listen to the lives. If you're in the group, listen to the plays. But give yourself some time to come back down to, into your body and to be relaxed before you go back into the market. Because what you wanted to do, you want the emotion of losing to just leave your body. You don't want to let that fester. All right. So we're gonna take a moment, get that up off you, and then get back to it. But what you got to do is you got to keep showing up for yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. All right. It's always love over here. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Let's keep getting to it, y'all. Let's keep getting to it. We're gonna come back in here next week and do the damn thing again. Jade, I see you. What's going on? Michelle, thank you so much. Meditation is absolutely key. 2,600 bands. He said, bro got me making my... I'm telling you, Zay. And we're going to keep doing it. Beast mode, what's going on, brother? We're going to keep on doing it. All right, Nawan, I see you. Listen, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. I'm about to go enjoy my Friday. I'm about to relax. I'm about to kick my feet up for maybe like an hour. But again, it's always a pleasure coming here and serving y'all, man. So again, hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any, videos, set the notifications, all that good stuff. Y'all go enjoy. Remember, invest smart so you can live free. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.